Hey everybody, for this lab you're going to predict how long it takes this little fire truck toy, to drive across this entire table, okay, over here, right at the beginning of the table, how long it takes for it to go across the entire table and eventually fall off the edge. How long is it going to take for it to go across the whole table and then fall off the edge? What happens with this toy, when I press this button on top, the wheels start spinning. See that? And this toy should move at a constant speed, so it's not speeding up or slowing down. And it's not perfect, but for the most part it's traveling at a constant speed. So you can use your speed equation to do all the work for this lab. What we're going to do is I'm going to turn on our truck. We'll release it from the very end of the table over here, which we can call the starting line. And we'll watch it travel exactly 1 meter. And we'll see how long does it take to travel 1 meter. Now the length of the table is longer than 1 meter. So after we see how long it takes to travel 1 meter, you can figure out its speed. Then using that speed, you can figure out how long it should take to travel the full distance of the table and fall off the end. You're going to have to know how long the table is. Let's look at our setup. We have up here, you can see some whiteboards that I put down so that I could draw on them just to indicate our 1 meter mark. There are meter sticks. This one starts right at the end of the table. We got clamps to hold them in place. These meter sticks we can see are like the ones we've seen before. The numbers there indicating the number of centimeters, and then the smaller dash lines in between the numbers indicate our millimeter marks. Here's our first meter stick starting from the end of the table where we will start our car or fire truck toy. We go along and you can see we reach the end of the first meter stick right here. We haven't gotten to the end of the table yet, and I got another clamp there to hold it in place, and this is 1 meter. And on the other side, it also says 1 meter because we're going to flip the camera around and watch from the other side of the table. So that's the end of the first meter stick. But then we got another meter stick because the table is longer than 1 meter. So we keep going. We got 1 meter already. Additionally, we have this extra distance all the way to the end of the table. As you can see here, if it focuses. Focus. Okay, so you should be able to know the full distance of the table. We're going to start our fire truck over here at the very beginning of the table. So our starting point, what we're going to pay attention to is the back of the truck. I can't start the truck over here. It'll fall off the table. There's nothing there. So I'm going to start it from here. So the back of the truck is at the 0 line of our first meter stick. We're going to see how long it takes to travel right here to the 1 meter mark. That's the finish line we're going to be looking at. So as the truck's going along, we'll have a clock, a stopwatch ticking. So the truck's going along, and we will see it pass our sort of finish line here of 1 meter, and we're waiting for the back of the truck to just pass this 1 meter mark. Right when it lines up with that, we will know the time from our stopwatch that it takes the truck to travel 1 meter. From that, you can get the speed of this guy. All right, that's all I'm going to show you. And then you need to tell me how long it should take for the truck to travel not 1 meter, but the full distance of the table. I want to know how long it takes from the moment of release to the moment it falls off the end of that table. So let's take a look at how long it takes the toy fire truck to travel 1 meter. Let's set it up so we can get a nice edge-on view. It's like a camera at a track and field event. Remember, we're going to release the cart from the end of the table. So this is where our truck is starting at the 0 line, or the starting line right here. And we are going to see how long it takes to travel 1 meter. So let's get nice and focused up there so we can see. Let's erase this smudge. Here's the 1 meter mark. And remember, we've got the remainder of our distance to go to the edge of the table. So this time is only going to show us how long it takes to travel a meter, from which you can get the speed. Our truck will probably not travel in a perfectly straight line. That's all right. Okay. I got my truck. 3, 2, 1, go. There we have it. That should have showed us how long it took to travel 1 meter. You can use that information to now predict, given the speed of the truck that you can find, how long it takes the truck to travel this entire length of the table. That's it. That's the lab.